Hey everybody, and welcome to today's video. This video is going to be a core strengthening yoga flow. For this video we're going to be using two blocks. The blocks that I have today and the mat that I have today are from Second Wind Health. I love them because, well, cork blocks are my favorite. If you've been following me for a while, you know that's the case. And they're my favorite because they have a little tiny bit of give to them, but they're super supportive. They don't have a lot of give to them like a foam block, which I just don't find to be as stable. But because they have a little bit of give, they feel a lot better, at least to me, than wooden blocks. So definitely check out the cork blocks from Second Wind Health. I'm also using their mat, which I'm really liking. It's the perfect amount of cushion. It's not so much that you're thrown off balance, but it's just enough that it supports your joints really well when you come down, like on your knees, for example. So if you're in the market for a new yoga mat or some blocks, definitely check out Second Wind Health. When you're ready, have a seat on your mat and we'll get started. So coming to sit comfortably on your mat, if you find that your hips tilt back like this and you have a really hard time staying fully upright, you can take one of those blocks and just slide it underneath your sitting bones. Roll shoulders back, allow the arms to hang heavy and hands rest on your knees as you take a couple cleansing breaths in and out. So allowing your thoughts to quiet down, your mind to be still. And begin to focus on your breath, noticing that as you inhale, you grow taller. And as you exhale, you feel more grounded into the earth. Maybe noticing a broadness through the chest and the collarbones as you inhale. And noticing that the ribs return to their neutral position as you exhale. Quietly flutter your eyes open and inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Hooks the thumbs, and we'll take the hands over to the left for a nice stretch in the side body. And then come back to center, take it over to the right. Back to center here. We'll take the left hand to the right knee for a gentle twist. I'm not trying to push it too hard, just really slowly waking up the spine. Take it over to the other side. And then from here, coming back to center, we'll do some seated cat-cow. So as you inhale, bring your arms out in front of you, interlace the fingers, and then as you exhale, round your back, tuck your chin, reach the arms forward. So you almost have two opposing lines of energy here. You have your arms reaching forward and your upper back reaching back. As you inhale, take goddess arms, so 90 degrees in the arms, as you send your chest forward and your elbows back behind you and take your gaze up about 45 degrees. We're going to do this 3 more times, so exhale, tuck chin, round the upper back, reach the arms forward, and as you inhale, come forward with the chest, bring the elbows back behind you, take your gaze up 45 degrees. Exhale, bring the arms out in front, round the back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale and round, come back. Inhale, come forward. And let's just finish with one more exhale and round. And inhale, find your way to a neutral spine. From here, we'll roll up and over the knees, finding our way onto all fours. And you'll take the block that you were just sitting on and place it on your low back. So we want it this way, not the super short way, not the super tall way, just in the middle there, right at the sacrum. And the hands will come right underneath the shoulders. Spread your fingers as wide as you can, ground yourself into the mat. And then gently push the ground away a little bit so you feel a gentle protraction of your shoulder blades. Your knees will be about hip distance. And bring awareness to your belly button and gently brace your belly button, your abdomen area. Once you have that brace, Begin to lean into the left knee and the right hand a bit as you extend your back leg. Flex the right foot, spread the toes, and spin the inner thigh up towards the sky. Keep your head in a neutral position, and if you've got your balance here, come up onto your left fingertips, maybe spider them forward, and then reach your left arm out in front of you as if you're gonna shake somebody's hand. Get as long as you can from fingertips to toes, and then gently release. See if you can do this without the block toppling over. Taking it over to the other side, we'll extend the left leg back behind us. Flex the foot, spread the toes, spin the inner thigh up towards the sky. Leg is really long, glute is activated, and we're not sinking into the low back. We're staying light and lifted and buoyant. And then extend your right arm once you have your balance. And get as long as you can from fingertips to toes, and come back to center. Let's pick it up a little bit. So we'll extend the leg on the right side and extend the left arm. Gently tone the belly and release. Taking it over to the other side, left leg, right arm. Get as long as you can, firm the belly, and come back to center. One more time each side, extending right leg and left arm. Trying not to sink through the back as you gently release and take it over, left leg, right arm. And release. Remove the block from underneath you and find your way onto your forearms, elbows underneath the shoulders as you extend your right leg followed by left. Find your way onto a plank position. And you're gonna push the ground away for a little bit of a round through the upper back. Again, bringing awareness to the belly, drawing in towards your spine and up towards your chest. Coming down onto your knees, reaching your hips back for a child's pose. Just take one breath in and out. And then as you inhale, round forward, finding your way onto all fours. Curl the toes, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. So first one of the day, pedal out your legs, shake your head. Extend through the arms, nice long armpits. And as you inhale, we'll step the right foot towards the front of the mat and bringing the left knee down. Grab hold of one of the blocks and lift the block up overhead as you reach your hips forward. And then you're gonna press into your right heel and the ball of the back foot to lift up, finding your way into a high lunge. Bring the block down in front of you. And then we'll extend the arms so the forearms are parallel to the ground. On your next inhale, find length through your spine. And as you exhale, begin to twist to your right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale and twist to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, center. And exhale, twist. Inhale, come back to center. Bring the block down onto the mat. Step back into plank pose. And we'll hold here for a breath. And then send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Still beginning to warm up the legs so you can bend the knees, straighten. Pedal out the knees, shake the head, make any movements that feel good to you. And on your next inhale, slowly step forward with the left leg this time, bringing the right knee down to the ground. You can grab hold of the block once again. And begin to press into the left heel and the ball of the right foot to rise up. Bringing the arms so that the forearms are parallel to the ground. Take a deep breath in. Find length through your spine. Exhale and twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, come back to center, lower the block down. Step back for plank pose. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, begin to bend your knees and hover the knees so they're an inch or so off the mat. Draw low belly inward and upward. And then send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, step forward with your right foot, followed by your left, and then halfway lift. You can use the block to find some length through your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Melt your whole upper body over your thighs, a little bend in the knees if that feels nice. And then inhale, rise all the way up, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead, and exhale, swan dive forward, melting the upper body over the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, hands can come to the block to find some length through your spine. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back for plank pose, and take your block out to the right so it's just off the mat. Draw low belly inward and upward and gently brace through your core. Push the ground away a whole lot and begin to shift your weight over onto your left side as you pick your right hand up, grab hold of the block, and take it underneath your left armpit. Shift your weight over onto the right side, pick the left hand up, grab hold of the block, and shift it to the right side. We're gonna go back and forth just like this at a pace that works for you. As you do this, try not to let your hips open up too much. So some people may find that they're really opening up like this. See if you can keep your hips facing down towards the mat. Let's do one more time each side. And then as you're ready, use your toes to come forward. And then bend your knees so that they're just hovering a bit off the mat. One breath here. And send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift your right leg high. And send the right foot to the front of the mat. Rising up for warrior two. Just going to turn so you guys can see me better. So we want to have the hips even. You can even bring your hands to your hips, do a little like Elvis thing to find even hips. Take your gaze out over your right middle finger. Gently retract the shoulder blades so that they're engaged. And then as you're ready, you're going to come forward with the upper body, bring the forearm down to the thigh, and lift the left arm up overhead. If you're feeling really good today, you can extend your right arm, or if you want to add a little something extra, take that block into your hand and then extend here. Breathe 3 deep breaths. Gently release, bring the forearm down, block comes down, find your way back into warrior two. Windmill your arms down. Step back for plank pose. Grab hold of your block and you just shift it over to the other side and do 3 times each side. So move at a pace that works for you. Third one coming up here. Option to go right through your vinyasa or find your way right into downward facing dog. We'll all meet there eventually. A couple alignment points for downward facing dog. Want to have the feet hip distance, hips reaching up and back. Find a neutral spine, so that might feel like you have to anteriorly tilt your pelvis forward. Let the head hang heavy, breathe here. And as you're ready, lift the left leg high. Send the left foot to the front of the mat, rising up into warrior two on the other side. Same thing here, bring your hands to your hips and just do a little wiggle. Make sure that your hips are even. Arms are long, gaze is out over the left middle finger. Gently retract your shoulder blades. Tone the low belly inward towards your spine, then upward towards your chest as if you're bracing. And then as you're ready, reach forward with your upper body and rotate your arms, bringing your left forearm down onto your thigh. And right arm can come up overhead, palm facing down. Option to hang out here. Try not to dump your weight into your forearm, or you can extend your arm, or if you really want to get after it today, you can use the weight of the block to extend your arm as well. Breathe 3 deep breaths. When you're ready, find your way back to Warrior Two and acknowledge the pose. Nice breath in and out. And then as you're ready, windmill the arms down and you'll hang out in plank pose for a sec. Grab hold of the block and take it right and left, 3 times each side. So trying to keep the hips facing down. Use your core to move here. And then as you're ready, you can go through your vinyasa or you can meet us in downward facing dog. As you inhale, rise up on your toes, bend your knees, maybe tiptoe to the front of the mat or big old jump to the front. Inhale, halfway lift, find length using the block. Exhale, forward fold, melt your whole upper body over your thighs. On your next inhale, begin to bend your legs so much you come to sit down and set one of the blocks off to the side here. You're gonna reach underneath your knees and hug your elbows if that's available to you. If it's not, you'll come up here onto your knees like this, or rather grabbing hands to the tops of the shins, beginning to lean back. We're all gonna meet in boat pose. This is just a cool way to get into it. So grabbing opposite elbows, come up onto your tiptoes, roll shoulders back, reach your chest up, take your gaze out about 45 degrees, and begin to lift your feet off the ground. Press the big toe mounds together, and then extend your arms. So option 1 is to stay here. Option 2 is to take your second block, place it in between your thighs this way. So one leg here, one leg here. And then come back into it, hang out here. Option 2 is to add a second block and squeeze it between your palms. So don't grip it with your fingertips. Squeeze it between the palms and then lift your chest, take your gaze up 45. Squeeze the block with your legs, squeeze the block with the palms, and use your core to stay light and lifted. Bonus points if you can smile here while doing it. And then we can add a twist from here. So begin to twist to your right and your left. Right, left. Try to stay long through your spine. Try not to round your back. Stay light and lifted through your chest. One more time each side. And then come back to center and release. Keep this block in between the knees as you extend your arms out in front and slowly lower all the way down onto the ground. And once you're there, bend your knees a whole lot. Press your feet into the mat to glue your low back to the ground. Begin to squeeze the block and then use your core, the space just below the belly button, to lift up with the legs. Keep your feet pointed, but then spread the toes. Extend your arms about 45 degrees, plug your arms into your body. Take a deep breath in, activate your low core, and as you exhale, peel your upper back off the mat. Inhale, come down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, come down slowly. Exhale, lift. Go fast. Inhale, come down slowly. Keep squeezing the block. Exhale, lift. 2 more. Inhale, come down slow, and exhale, lift. Squeeze the block even more as you come down slow and exhale, lift. And then gently release. Go ahead and grab that block out from between the legs and then press into your feet to lift your hips. And you're gonna place the block underneath the hips for a nice release of the low back and a good stretch for the hip flexors. So some people like to stay here like this. Some people find it feels really good to extend your legs. You can just play around and see what feels best for you. We'll be here for a couple deep breaths, so you can go ahead and begin to relax and let go of your intentional breathing. And as you begin to melt into it, allow gravity to do some of this work on your exhale. Allow gravity to pull your heavy legs down towards the ground. Feel yourself fully supported by your block. Hips nice and heavy, whole body heavy, almost effortless here. As you're ready, begin to heel-toe your feet back or slide your feet back so the feet feel like they're underneath the hips and knees are hip distance. Press into your feet to begin to peel your hips up off the block and gently release. You can end in a final Shavasana, the normal way that you do it, or one thing I love to do with 2 blocks is to make the capital letter T like this, then break it apart and set it down on your mat. So it's like a broken capital letter T with about 3 or 4 inches between the top part of the T and the lower part. Then you'll come to lean back. You want to have that lower block in line with your spine in between the shoulder blades. And then the other one will rest just under the base of your head, the back of your head. So this is supported fish pose and feels really nice on the front body, particularly the abs, which we've just worked quite a bit. So it's to help find some length after a lot of abdominal activation. But if you're not loving this, you can just go into regular Shavasana. As you're here, or if you're in Shavasana, go ahead and close your eyes. Allow your palms to face up. Close your mouth, but part your teeth and let your tongue be heavy. Bring awareness to your face and allow the corners of the eyes, the corners of the mouth to just soften. The forehead can just relax. And bring awareness to your chest. And allow gravity to pull your shoulders down towards the ground, arms super heavy. Let go of your intentional breathing and just let the breath come on its own, effortless. Allow the hips to be fully supported by your mat. Legs very heavy. Feet naturally splayed out. Let go of any attachment you had to the practice. And allow that whatever you were able to do to simply be enough. And feeling a sense of joy and gratitude for our bodies and our health. And as you're ready, take 3 deep breaths in, full, deep, powerful breaths. If you're in this supported fish pose, notice what it feels like to take those big breaths in. Notice what it does to your ribs and upper body. Exhale, fully emptying the lungs completely. And on your last inhale, see if you can find expansion laterally through the ribs. And exhale fully, emptying out the lungs completely. Turn your palms to face down and press into your forearms to slowly begin to lift up. Finding your way into a comfortable seated position, bringing your hands to heart center. Closing your eyes and just taking a moment to appreciate your practice and the continued dedication you have to learn and grow and improve and build strength to support your body for longevity in the practice. As you're ready, tuck your chin towards your chest and seal it in. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you all enjoyed it. Like I said, check out the cork yoga blocks and the cork yoga mat by Second Wind Health. And I'll see you very soon.